Welcome to another video of ProChartAnalysis. आज क्या सीखना है? I got few requests for intraday strategy. So we will start with intraday strategy. I had tried to figure out something which is at very ease. You can try it with less whipsaws, only just 1 or 2 trade in a day, जो कि actually होना चाहिए. In intraday you got to take only 1 to 2 trade. So based on that I have figured this strategy. So what are the tools we are going to use is pivot point. Pivot के अंदर same pivot point Fibonacci जैसे अपन ने swing trade के अंदर सीखा था. The only changes we have made in this is we are going to keep R3 open. Pivot available है S3 and R3. These 2 points we will have to have it visible on the chart. And then next is 50 EMA. ठीक है? So now what are the rules? Before we understand the rules, we need to understand the structure of it. So कैसे काम करता है? The point is, as we understood कि अगर pivot point if they are shifting on the higher side, it means market is bullish. Okay? So first thing is clear. So now first depending where price opens. In this you don't need to mark high and low of the previous day's range, what we follow just with only price. But with this, you are only going to see the indicators and its price behavior near to those indicator points. Okay? Now, let's see example for today. Price opened here. Pivot के पास है. So now you need to see, you have to take an entry near to the pivot point and the price. So you just considering this candle is red, wait for it. If you see this breakdown and price 50-day moving average के नीचे है and pivot just उसके ऊपर है, once the price close below this, okay, you can go short. Since ये morning का first hour का था, तो you can keep high of this price or just above this. Stop loss is, I cannot give you rule of 1%, 2% because that is illogical. जो ये लोग जो भी whoever, or I have seen many YouTubers saying कि 1%, 2% stop loss रखो, that is absolutely illogical. So don't go with that. Go with logics. Either day का high रखो stop loss and then write the trend, and whatever stop loss is, you need to have at least 1:1 का risk reward. ठीक है? Just because your stop loss is big doesn't mean that you keep a small target. If target नहीं मिल रहा है, either don't trade. If you're entering into the trade, then keep your target bigger. ठीक है? It's not worth risking like 1:2, just 0.5, 0.75. It's not worth trading that setup. So try not to. So once you see this kind of setup, price closing below the pivot point and the moving average, 50-day moving average, time frame is 5. Let me clear you with the time frame. This, what I have back tested is, it works good on 3 minutes time frame, 5 minutes time frame and 10 minutes time frame. Bigger time frame पे काम नहीं करता है इतना अच्छे से. If you want, you can do the more back testing. So you can run through more charts, more scripts. मैंने सिर्फ Banknifty के ऊपर try किया है. I haven't tested in on the stock. But you can go through it, test it and let me know in the comments if it is working, or you also can let me know in the WhatsApp. I have given the number in the description. So now let's start. Once price close below, see price if it's opening about pivot point, wait for setup to get confirmation. So price pivot के नीचे है, moving average के नीचे close हो गया है, you go short here for intraday and keeping the stop loss day का high or just how much ever you can afford considering the profit. So let's see if we could able to fetch the profit here. So let's assume we keep this. So 1:1 goes like this. So we could able to get, but at the end of the day, like very close to the end of the day, considering keeping the stop loss थोड़ा सा छोटा, with that thought, we could still be able to get here somewhere. Yeah, well within time. So this was the first day tested. Now, I hope you understood the entry point. Exit point is absolutely 1:1, 1:2, 1:3. ठीक है? Now the few thing I need you to understand, if price open above, like gap up होता है R3 के ऊपर, then in that case pivot point से भी दूर होगा, moving average भी दूर होगा. Try to look for short trade. Okay? I will show you if we get set up here. यहाँ पे price बीच में खुला है. It's in the middle of the price. Like pivot and R3. So this is a no trading zone. Until unless price doesn't come to the pivot or to the moving average, you do not enter into a trade. It is purely just like you are entering randomly anywhere and you have no idea about the stop loss and the target. So try to stay away or wait for the price to come to the moving average or pivot. So if you see this, you cannot trade. Considering this, if you would have entered, let's see, somewhere here or maybe here you would have got, and keeping the stop loss just below it, we keep the target. 1:2 is the target, so probably 1:1 you would have got, or 1:1.5. okay, so here luckily you got. Let's coming another day, so I'm going just every day backward. So here price open gap up, लेकिन pivot के ऊपर था, moving average के भी just ऊपर था. So considering this, if you would have gone long, your entry would have been here somewhere. Let's see. So keeping just below the moving average, stop loss or days low, both are almost same. Keeping R3 as a target, it's 1.1:3. okay, so this is also decent. We could have gone long here. Then again, if you see, price is taking support on moving average and R3 as a resistance, sorry, as a support. So considering here also could have been considered going long. However, you got your profits, stay out of it. But if you're a mature trader, you have like made money out of trading, then you can consider this like trying a second time. Let's see one more trade here. So price opened just below this, candle went green, price is below, the moving average is below the price, and then here you could wait, or if you feel like taking a support of this pivot. However, I don't see the support. Price closed just below it, came back, retested this. Now the question is, if price starts to go below this moving average, there is a point of confirmation that you can go short. Why? Price is near pivot, target can be S3, but I don't suggest like S3 or R3 the target all the time, depending how much the gap is. And if it's as per risk to reward, risk is smaller, then you can ride the trend. Otherwise, I suggest not to. So wait for the confirmation. Days high you want to keep, you keep, and then we get 1:2. See here, it's 1:2.3, and keeping the stop loss just below, above it, the ratio we get is 1:4. So we don't want to go for 1:4, go for 1:1 or 1:1.5 or 2 for intraday. Okay, exceptional moves keeps coming, but we cannot have the practice of seeing the higher profit as per risk reward, because these are temporary moves. You need to have a regular income. Perhaps keep your rules set: 1:1, 1:1.5, 1:2, or 1:2.5. Try doing with 1:1 in the starting for like 3 months. Once you are consistent, then try 1:1.5 for another 3 months. It's a process. Get matured with the setup you do. Okay, I hope it's making sense to you. Now this is the fourth day, I guess. Price opened between S3 and pivot. You wait for the price to come to the moving average or pivot or S3. But however, we are seeing here, price is below moving average and also taking resistance as pivot point. So you go short here and you take the rally. So probably risk to reward would have been favorable here. Keeping days high as stop loss, taking is risk to reward is 1:2.4. So here this is also good. Now let's check out the another one. This trade would have been difficult this day. It's 18th May. You see, price has opened between pivot and R3. So from here, price is not near resistance, nor at support, nor near moving average. So you do not trade until you see the price coming to this level. But by this, the price was like almost 2:30 or 3 o'clock. So you do not go long or short here. So this was a no trading zone. Then we see on 17th May again, price was just above the moving average and the pivot, taking support here, and you could have gone long and taking the target to R3 at least. But the momentum was very strong here, and the price went from your targets another 600 points higher. But however, that's market. You cannot go long like that every day. So now next day, what we can do here is, so this is 14th May. 14th May, what happened? Usually, most of the time, try to read everything on the chart, what it has to offer. Do the back test, how and when and how often chart like in the morning hours, how it opens. Does it have any level where close to it opens? Why I have not taken 20 moving average is because that doesn't work that well. It has many whipsaws, many sideways like structures in 20-day moving average, but 50 is either it will give you long or it will give you short. Very rarely you will get a sideways zone with that 50-day moving average. It's not 50-day moving average, it's like I think 50-day past 50 days candle. So as per the chart, so from here if you see, this date is 14th May, price opened below 50-day moving average or just about near to it, and you have also pivot. You saw immediately rejection from this as a resistance, price went again, faced resistance and started to fall. So you clearly get here 1:1 or 1:2 risk reward, you got that. Then again price opened another day, it's 12th May, price opened between pivot and S3, you stay away until unless price doesn't come to support or resistance. So price came to S3 but did not touch, you stay out of it. Price came to near to moving average but did not give proper structure of rejection, you stay out of it. Okay, until unless you do not know how to trade it, don't. It's okay to stay away from the market rather giving away your money. Then let's see, price opened below S3. So this kind of day I was talking about, as and when you see price opening above R3 or below S3. So in case if price open above R3 and you see pivot is far away and also moving average is away, look for short trade. If price open gap up on above R3 and manage to close below R3 and price open gap down below S3, try to look for long trade. Okay, so above this level only. So in that case if you see price got faced rejection on S3, came down again, managed to cross. So this is the level that you should consider to go long, and you get the target of 1:1.5 or 2. You want me to check? Let's see. This was the candle, price closed just below our S3, price touched the pivot, it is 1:2.38 risk reward. So here you got the target. Hope to see R3 example also. Here price opened like in the middle, wait for the price to come to near. And here if you consider this morning star somewhere near, you want to risk, you can risk provided you know you have made money. And this trading this structure is like you would get to understand these structures once you are matured with one trading setup over and over. So let's say you go long here but keeping the stop loss below moving average and pivot, because the only thing you would consider to go long here, okay, let's keep this. If price comes here, this setup fails of just morning star, at least there is still a room for the target. So with this target, if you enter here and I keep the stop loss near below moving average and the pivot point, I still manage to get target of 1:2 if it has to go that point, like 1:2. So in this case, I think you got out at cost to cost, or yeah, it is cost to cost maybe. So that way this setup did not fail. However, your target and SL both failed. Neither you got your target nor you hit your SL. So now here is an example of R3. Price did not open above R3 in the gap up, but it was gap up. So you wait for R3 to get reject, like from that level price rejection. So you wait, it closed, managed to close very well, and then what happened? Price did not sustain and managed to close below R3. So this is the place that you go short. Once you see the candle closing on 5 minutes or 3 minutes, whatever time frame you are following, you can go with 5 minutes, 3 minutes and 10 minutes. So here you go short, take the profit to moving average or pivot, but don't see target is just an idea. However, your actual target should be as per the risk you have taken. So if you have taken a risk of 1, then you should go for the target of at least 1 on intraday, 1:1.5 or 2. But here if moving average, if we see, we got around 1:2.75. So this, okay, let's see the price. Yeah, it's correct. So 1:1.275, 2.75. yeah. So here also we saw the example of price opening above R3 and price opening below S3. Let's see one more example. Now price in on this is the day of 6th May. Here price opened between R3 and pivot, wait for the setup like chart to close, like price to come to near moving average or pivot. Here you must have considered to go long and your SL would have been hit. Again here your setup would have triggered, but here price is below moving average but above the pivot. So try to not to enter where both are in clash of each other. If both are indicating in same direction, try to go long. However, you see the structure of going long here, but still I do not suggest. Okay, just because it is successful here doesn't mean that it will be successful every time. So do not bend your rules. So now again, if you see price open somewhere here, it got rejected, went down. If you were good, you could have got your money 1:2. However, the movement was very sharp and it recovered immediately. So price went high, managed to close here, again reversed. So this was a like whipsaw's race, but if price closed here, you got the risk reward 1:1.5 or a 1:1 at least. Again price came here. If you don't book your profit, you see price reversing. So many times it will happen that if you don't book your profits, you will lose the profits. So I never suggest that. See, if your SL hits, it's absolutely fine, but if your position has been green and then it is coming into red, that's a crime from, like, as per my perception. I always prefer to take small profits. I don't mind, but I do not like to go red after having the profits in my, like, notional profit in my account if I'm trading intraday, even positional also. So here you would have got, like, first entry here, again you would have got 1:1.5 or 1:2. So this setup suits here as well. And now we go with here. On this day is, let's see, 4th May. Price opened between R3 and price opened between R3 and pivot. So no trading zone until unless you see the price going to R3, facing rejection and then coming all the way. So here if you would have gone short, your target would have been moving average, or like as and where you get 1:1, 1:1.5 or 2. So here immediately it got rejected, retested and then again fell. This was another short. So you will learn over time, not like if I teach you this setup kind of thing, you will learn. No, don't copy paste. Simply don't. Try and understand how market have behaved throughout the day, and this was the rejection, price is falling, and then also pivot, previous day pivot is higher, this day pivot is lower. Okay, you can look for short trade. Price is below moving average, faced resistance on R3, facing resistance, another entry possible here with small SL above the moving average. So with that practice, with small quantity, trade for few weeks and months. Once you are successful and you understand, okay, this works well, then increase your quantity. Try to develop an understanding of reading charts. Okay, then here S3 price opened almost like near to S3. As I said, look for long trade. You see price went higher, took support long, and I'm pretty sure that it has taken 1:1 risk reward. So price closing about below pivot, and here is 1:2.5. So let's say from here, if I keep the stop loss just below pivot on closing basis, it's 1:2.39. So this setup also works well. And then price came all the way down again and then went high. Doesn't matter, you got your reward, that's all. Now this is the 30th April. Price is between S3 and P3. You do not trade until unless price comes to near pivot, S3 or moving average. Here you see price coming to moving average, seeing the rejection, go short here, keeping the stop loss about moving average. One important point, let me clear you why I have taken 50-day moving average, like 50 moving average EMA, is because it has like very rare chances where it will be sideways. The reason is, if price is opening gap up and gap down, you see the right way of using moving average is when moving average is facing either downside or upside. If it is facing downside, it means the market trend is on the downside, and as in when you see it's facing its resistance, you go short here, and you could have got proper like decent profit here. But the idea is not to take the entire profit. You never know when price reverse. your target is 1:1, 1:1.5 or 2. So this is all. And then we move to 29th April. Price is near between R3 and pivot. You wait for price to move closer to any of the levels we have decided as per the rules, and there is no as such move, like it did not touch properly, so we don't go long here. And then price came here, so this is also probably not a right setup to trade. Here also you got the whipsaws, so probably if you are smart, you could trade after as and when you were comfortable taking a trade. You see price moving up, taking support here, and then maybe you could have gone long, maybe you couldn't. So let's not take this. This was a no trading zone for, like, no trading day for us. And then again, this is exceptional move. What happens when price opens above R3 or near to R3 and goes higher and higher? Very rare moments. How to trade it is just when price is near to any of these levels. 3 levels we have, like either R3 as like 4 levels. Price is near to R3, price is near to moving average, price is near to pivot, or price is near to S support 3, S3. So in this case, it is in between. It was supposed to reverse as per now usual setup, that price open gap up and then it should reverse and maybe near to, we could have gone short here. But as and when you see price closing about R3, you can go long keeping the SL just below R3, and then you can ride the trend as per your intraday risk to reward. But try to take trade near to these levels to keep your SL small. Same thing on 27th April, price opened near this. Unless you don't see a chart structure like price moving above or below pivot and moving average, don't enter. Once you see the clear confirmation that price went above, retested as a support of pivot and the moving average, and you go long here, keeping the stop loss below the moving average and the pivot, and you could able to ride the trend. But target is not R3, remember that. So this was the point which happens often. Okay, ज़्यादातर ऐसा नहीं होता है. Usually like price moving to gap up and then 500 points, 700 points, 800 points or 1000 points. Those are the rare cases. So try to not to fall for that. You have to take 70 or 80% of the chart structure, which makes on 70% of the time. So here price open in between, you wait for the price to come to near your levels. Once you see the rejection near R3, go short. Your target is 1:1, and then as and when you get your target, you get out. Now like that, I need you to just do backtesting on scripts, particular charts, indexes and stocks, and don't try this on options. I haven't done that. You can check and try if it's working, but the idea is meant to work on Banknifty index. Based on this, you can trade on options if you want, but options are highly risky. I suggest not to, but do your homework and do it. So price open near pivot and moving average is closer. As and when you see price closing above both of the moving average and the pivot, you go long, you get your targets, you get out. Same thing happened. S3, look for long trade. If price is opening near or above R3, you look for short trade. If price opening below S3 or between S3, look for long trade, but near to the levels. If this would have been the price would have come to S3, you find it taking support, go long, keeping the stop loss below S3 and ride the trend like 1:1 के हिसाब से. So price close above like this, maybe you could have, you should have waited here, or maybe your stop loss would have been hit. So whatever the case may be, this was your first trade. If you would have gone long, short here, your stop loss would have been hit here on this candle, and then if you would have gone long here, you could able to ride the rally. So maybe you would have been at cost to cost, or maybe just plus minus. Now between S3 and R3, price close, you don't go long here, look for shorting trade. Price came down. This was the point where you faced resistance, or this was the point, maybe this would have been your SL. Again price close, because see, nothing works 100%. You and I both know very well, if you think that any strategy or any kind of setup works 100%, we are fooling ourselves. So if this would have been your stop loss, you got another way the chart behaved just exactly as per our setup, and you could have gone short here, taking the rally of 1:1. Now this is the case again. When price closed below or between S3 and pivot, you look for long trade. Now this is the case that price opened below S3, look for long trade. Where will you look? Once price close above moving average. So this was the price close above moving average, taking support, go long. I think 1:1 you would have got. So run through like 100 days, 500 days and check if it's really working, and do let me know in the comments if it's working. You can thank me later, you don't have to comment right now. So I will be signing off. Let me know if you want me to make any other strategy videos. If you like that, I need you to share this, please. I thank you for giving your time to watch this. I hope it helps you make money. As long as you're not losing, it's more than enough. So I will be signing off for now. Please stay home, stay safe, take a good care of yourself.